Belhaven Menlo Park is a typical multi-ethnic neighborhood in Northern California, housing 6,300 residents. There are many episodes to tell the story of this community, but the recent one might not be what the residents have hoped for.
I thought it was fireworks at first. That's when my brother realized that people were coming out and getting their kids inside. Where in that street the shooting was happening. So after that, it was kind of difficult for us to be outside. We actually think it's a very safe place here, but after that, we just think that it's going out of control now.
Victoria was talking about a November 24th gang shooting, where 12 rounds of shots were fired at a house a block away from her home on a weekend morning. Crime activities involving some youth in Belhaven have lasted longer than the years Victoria has stayed here.
In just the past 4 weeks, the Belhaven area of Menlo Park has been plagued with 4 separate shootings. We have linked over a dozen shootings and several murders in East Palo Alto and Menlo Park between 2 rival gangs that have been feuding in our communities for years.
Gangs are the last thing the neighborhood wants to see, and this new neighbor may share the same feeling as well. Mark Zuckerberg's company called Belhaven home since last year and plans to swing 13,000 employees in total in the next 5 years to its 2 campuses along Willow Road. But on November 2nd, a drive-by shooting causing 4 injuries took place less than a mile from its complex. Since Facebook's arrival, the city council has hoped to turn this disenfranchised neighborhood into an uptown for entrepreneurs and capitalists. However, the nagging crimes that visit the area and the lack of pace in community development are lingering concerns.
Facebook is a business. Facebook is not the savior. We can use what Facebook has to offer to bring about community change. There's a lot of untapped manpower or people power that doesn't get tapped into enough that I think that the city could create. Small grants, small neighborhood grants. People want to do stuff for their neighborhood, and they're not looking for handouts. They're looking for hand-ups.
Previous and recent residents in Belhaven for decades have urged the city to outreach across Highway 101 and allocate more resources to their neighborhood. The neighborhood has a police substation for years, but violence still happens close by. On December 1st, the reporter walked to the substation to find the doors closed. An officer writing his police log in the office later came out and showed the reporter around the room without permission for video. The substation is not regularly staffed, and the officer was less happy with the unstable internet connection. During following visits to the neighborhood, the reporter also just located 1 surveillance camera at locations near frequent crime activities. Residents have told the city they want to see more input, but the city still has to decide how to spend its money following the loss of statewide redevelopment funds.
Yeah, funding is always an issue, but we can find money to do things. We're looking at different sites that we would feel comfortable about spending that type of money to improve.
Peter Otake, the city's newly elected mayor, said the city will commit to a Belhaven visioning process to uplift the neighborhood through more community outreach, and the city always welcomes more engagement from neighborhood players like Facebook. Community leaders also hope to see neighborhood players to engage in more visible roles to help young residents in Belhaven.
Give them a place they can just be a kid. There's a lot of amazing, talented, super motivated, inspirational Facebook employees who are working around the corner. If they could take an hour of their day once a week from 6 o'clock to 7 o'clock and come here and mentor one of our kids, and then go back to work at 7 o'clock and work till midnight, that would have so much impact.
The Peninsula Press has reached the publicly traded company for comments, and Tucker Bounds, Facebook's corporate communications manager, said the company has no comment on the issue. 2 Facebook employees have volunteered to mentor for the Boys and Girls Club in Belhaven on a personal basis since September.
I think that the leaders in this community could come together and focus more attention on training, giving the kids more options.
Residents like Victoria and Billingsley hope to see their neighborhood to rise. It takes some time, but the neighborhood is on it.